Yeah, what's up with y'all, boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this beautiful money-making Saturday here at Pick Dawgz Morning Show, man. We're live, 365. Just let you guys know our thoughts, opinions, and how we see the day's action playing out. Man, today we got a million college hoops games. That's all we got. That's all we got. That's all we need. Ready to break it down. I got a good crew of guys with me here today, and we're just gonna give you our thoughts, opinions, and get y'all in and out of here. Got Brian Bittler. What's happening, Brian? How you doing this morning?
I can't really complain. 1-0 the last 2 days. Just had one play, Cash's Sacred Heart yesterday. I got to say I was surprised at Boise State, a game that I really liked and just laid off of only because I had it as a free pick. But they really took a crap in overtime, the second half of that game. And today's Valentine's Day. I don't give a crap. I'm going to be watching basketball from 12 noon all day long and hopefully cashing some tickets.
Yes, sir. Happy Valentine's Day to
I don't wish me happy Valentine's.
Got a new face with us, man. Our newest capper to the Pick Dawgz website, man. What's happening, Matt? How you doing this morning?
Good, Jay. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, super excited to be part of the team. Been something working in the background for a little while, but yeah, super happy to be here. I've been pretty surgical about my college hoops plays, so not quite as high volume as some of my other sports. I really go higher volume for baseball, basketball, and more or less like the main thing for me is the amount of information that I can get down on the play. So if I got a good backing of information, I'll fire off on it. So I'm a little bit more selective when it comes to college hoops. But yeah, super happy. We've got a great slate, like you guys said. Happy Valentine's Day to all the gals out there, and yeah, make sure you get your plays in early before the action tips off here soon.
Let's do it.
It's probably like two ladies out there out of like 2,000 watching.
There's more than you think. I always say there's more than you think.
It's got to be more than that for sure.
Yeah, it's more than you think. Shout out to the ladies out there, man. And to the fellas too, I guess, man. Speaking of fellas, what's happening, Jovan? What's happening? What you doing this morning? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, putting this action together. Well, the action's already put together. But yeah, I was on Boise State, unfortunately. And I was gonna pull the trigger first half. I should have didn't just took it for full game and look at the result. I turned around. It went from it was like a 10-point game to an 8-point game. Then next thing you know, it was a 2-point game, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we're dead in the water." Because that was like 5 minutes left. So, that was my only play of yesterday, and didn't come through. But it is what it is. We got a lot of action on the Saturday slate, and you know what I'm gonna do: bombs away.
Bombs over Baghdad. That's what we say when we playing Madden. So fair enough, man. I like today's card too. I'm trying to keep myself light though. I'm trying not to go too heavy. This is a play I really love today. I got my game of the year in college hoops today, so I'm really locked in, focused there. I did lose last night. I had Akron, zip. They won, they just didn't cover. They never really were in the cover range either. It never felt like, they were winning pretty much the whole time, but never really just got up and up above that number. So it was what it was. I lost. Bounce back today. Money making Saturday. I had just a one play yesterday.
I was watching some of that game, Jay. It was like every time they got right within the number, they'd buck off of it and come down, whether it was free throws, transition basket. It was kind of a tough one there.
Yeah, it's all good, though. Shout out to the Zips. Still balling. He'll cash for us next time we see him, man. But we got plenty of people that are on cash for us today on this beautiful money-making Saturday. Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. We ain't here to waste your time today. Oof.
I do miss the NHL and NBA, but
I do too. I can't lie. Just being able to look over there. You know what I mean? NBA will be back on Thursday. NHL.
Yeah, they take a long break, don't they? Jesus.
Yeah, take a whole week. And then NHL will be back, 2 weeks still? They got 2 weeks left for the Olympic break. So Who would have thought we'd be missing the NHL, man? Shout out to the Hockey League, National Hockey League Association. College hoops, man. We start our day. We got Clemson versus Duke, Fordham versus Rhode Island, TCU on the road versus Oklahoma State, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, Cal versus Boston College, Navy versus Colgate, Samford, ETSU, UCLA, Michigan, Iowa State, Kansas, Northwestern, Nebraska, St. John's, Providence, Texas A&M out on the road versus Vandy, Bucknell versus Boston, Long Island, New Haven, Chicago State versus Lemoyne, Furman, VMI, Mercer, the Citadel, a.k.a. the Citadel, my bad, Pitt versus North Carolina, East Carolina versus Rice. Actually, we'll stop Mercer, the Citadel.
You going up to 2:00 or
Nah, I'll stop right before the
1 o'clocks?
Yeah,
All right.
So I just went up to. I stopped right after Mercer's the Citadel. So that's what 1 Eastern. It always throws me off. That's 12 my time. So
You mean the real time that everybody goes by Eastern Standard?
Lord. How you feeling, man? How you feeling first slide of the day?
Yeah, first slot of the day, I couldn't find any premiums. And I'm a little superstitious about the 12 noon slot. So I'm going to pick one out. I'll take the Duke Blue Devils laying the points. Normally, I'm not a guy that bets on Duke, but they haven't covered 3 straight. We saw them slip up against North Carolina, Clemson coming in off of a bad loss against Virginia Tech. So I think they feel the effects of that, and Duke takes them to the woodshed today. So I'll lay on the Blue Devils.
Brian B taking them Blue Devils today. Matt, what you thinking of the first slot of the day, my man? First picks on the live show. The pressure's on.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Funny enough, I'm gonna be on the other side of that one there, Brian. I'm looking at Clemson.
Hey, Brian to come in, beautiful.
that was not by design.
No, it's all right. It gives us something to talk. It's like having Brad here for a little bit. I like
Yeah, so this one's kind of a pinch your nose and hold it kind of game for me. Obviously, Duke's the way more efficient at home, and Clemson does come in with a 7-4-1 ATS record against the ACC. They're 6-1 ATS on the road while they're coming off the loss to Virginia Tech. They face obviously the best team in that conference and 4th ranked nationally overall. I just think it's too many points, and that line's moved up from I think 11.5 or so, somewhere around there, up to 13. So you're getting some steam on Duke there. But one thing you don't want to look at is Clemson's road record visiting Duke. It's pretty bad. It's 0-21 going back to 1996. However, they're 3-2 ATS their last 5 at Duke, which includes 2-1 ATS as a double-digit road underdog with an average margin of victory of minus 10 points flat. So I just think it's a shy, maybe $1.50, 2 buckets over the what should be the line. So I'm gonna back the Clemson Tigers plus 13 in that one.
Taking the Tigers. Fading
the only thing I'll counter to that one is that I saw the numbers come out from BetMGM about 45 minutes ago. And like I said, 12 o'clock, I'm not really confident in any of these plays, but they have the Duke Blue Devils only getting 28% of the handle and Clemson 72%, yet they raised it up an extra point here. So for me, I think they're trying to scare me off of Duke, so that makes me like Duke a little bit more there.
Gotcha. I like those reports too. I checked those out too.
We'll see what happens, man. Is this the only one you like in this slot?
Yeah, here, let me see here. Is the New Hampshire UMBC game in this slot? Do we go over that one? I think that's at 1 o'clock EST.
Yes, that is in this slot.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll back New Hampshire as well in this one, plus 4.5. The line opened around minus 1.5 for UMBC. And with that much of a move from minus 1.5 to minus 4.5, just kind of catches my eye a little bit there. New Hampshire looks to be in a revenge spot as a home underdog in conference play, which is something I like to look at. Additionally, they're coming off a few losses strung together. Their splits don't indicate a wide margin of difference between UMBC and New Hampshire. So despite UMBC's recent success, I'll take a shot with New Hampshire plus 4.5 and fade that line movement.
There you go.
I got a premium in the Fordham Rhode Island game as well. Get that out.
There you go. From Matt, his first couple games on the live show. And he's had a solid start on the premium side as well, y'all. So check my man out, man. Jovan, what you looking at here in this first slot of the day?
We're going to go to the TCU Oklahoma State game. And with TCU coming off that, that upset win, the court storming, I'm looking for them to for a letdown spot against Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Both of these teams need this game. But with that said, okay, with that being said, I'm just of the opinion that Oklahoma State's gonna get the job done. Like I said, both of these teams need the game, but with TCU coming off that that upset win, yeah, I'm looking for a letdown spot for them. And also, I will be on. Scroll down to the 1 o'clock time slot. Trying to find it. St. John's and Providence. It looks like a lot of money's coming on St. John's in this one. A little bit too much for my blood. This is at 8.5 now. It was at 7, 6.5, hovering around there. This is a Providence spot for me, only because, whenever they face St. John's, they give them a battle. Now, this is a revenge spot for St. John's. I get that. They took the outright L against Providence. I believe that might have been their last loss that they suffered. So, the conventional thought is them bouncing back, off of that spot and, just laying the wood to Providence. But as bad as Providence is on defense at the dunk, they are a different animal. I expect for them to at least cover the spread.
I did have that graphic. Sorry. All right, there you go from Jovan. Anything else for you in this first slot of the day?
Not at all.
All right, let's see. I ain't gonna talk y'all's ear off. I will agree with Jovan. I'm taking Oklahoma State. Where that game go? There it is. I'm taking Oklahoma State. I talked about this one on the pop-up pod this morning. Same thing he said, really good letdowns. It's just a sell high point for me on TCU coming off the huge win against Iowa State, and it's a buy low spot for me on Oklahoma State coming off of back-to-back losses coming back home. Last time Oklahoma State was home, we saw them beat BYU. I think this is a good spot for them. I don't think TCU's all that good, personally. I had to eat some crow last time. Great win for them. But when you dive a little deeper into TCU, home is where their success has been. Road, not really. Last time we saw TCU on the road, they got flooded by Colorado, which I don't think is a good team. So, that kind of shows you how bad their home and away splits are. I think Oklahoma State gets right today. I think TCU is a good sell high point. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm wrong. Let's see what else we got up in here in this first slot of the day. My Commodores. The whole world be hating on us. They not that good. They record is overrated. Fuck all that. Give me Vandy. Late. I think A&M's the one that's overrated. A&M's the one that showed their hand recently, 3 straight losses. And I think they get beat down today at Vandy. I just don't think that high-paced offensive game that A&M be trying to play is going to work today against a really good defensive team in Vandy, especially not at Vandy. So I think Vandy's head and shoulders better than Texas A&M. Texas A&M really showed their hand to me losing to Missouri the other day. That's really what it was. So give me the Commodores in that one. I believe in them. A lot of people don't. I do. I'm gonna lay it. Let's see what else we got here. And I'm gonna take. I want to take Michigan and lay it against UCLA. I do. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing it. That's one of the games on my bubble where it's like I want to bet that, but I'm trying to go light today and just attacking what I love. So that's kind of one I eyeball. I do think Michigan's head and shoulders better than UCLA. I think, them 17-point favorites over a team that has 10 more wins than losses, I think speaks volume. Michigan is that damn good, and at home today, I think they flood them. So that'll be my thoughts in that one. And
they got a big game on deck with at Purdue, so could be a look ahead spot.
Fair. Fair enough. All right. We can move on then. We can move on to the next slot of the day. We start with North Carolina and Pitt. North Carolina laying 11.5. We got East Carolina, Rice, Army, American. The Blue Hose in action today. 1-ho, 2-ho, red ho, blue ho. They playing UNC Cashville. Oh, shit. Battle of two PickDawgz teams right there. UNC Cashville laying 4.5. Neither one of them been money-making machines this year, though. Not like last year. We got High Point and Gardner-Webb, Florida State and Virginia Tech, SMU and Syracuse. SMU laying 3.5 on the road. North Dakota State versus North Dakota. Battle of the North Dakotas, man. Western Miss versus Eastern Miss. Oh, shit. Kent State, Ball State, Wagner, Stonehill, Mercyhurst, St. Francis, Central Connecticut, FDU, Bryant, Vermont, Elon, William and Mary, West Georgia, Central Arkansas. Y'all get the picture. We got Creighton, Villanova. We got, let's see. How big is that? 2 o'clock.
You going the whole 2 o'clock time slot up until 2:30, or are you going to include up to 3 or something?
I'm debating. What you think we should do?
Up to 3. That's my vote.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not voting that.
So you want to stop at 3? So right before we get to Kentucky,
Yep.
Florida?
Yep.
All right. Sounds good to me. Stop at last game of the slot will be Villanova, Creighton. Villanova laying 3.5.
That's a sweet one.
Matt, what you looking at, man? We'll start with you, sir. How you feeling?
Yeah, let's look at Creighton here real quick. I know they've been pretty bad overall. Really disappointing season, from them in general. They've been horrible. It's crazy how much they've fallen, like, from grace. They used to be a darling team to win outright, cover. They're just a machine, but different season, different situation for them this year, unfortunately. But despite them being dogs here, they're 4-9 against the conference from a point spread covering perspective. They still got some favorable numbers from an efficiency standpoint at home, which is something I'm looking at for them. Just a slight lean to Creighton plus 3.5. I know they've been pretty 0-2 ATS, I think, as a home underdog. I think Villanova's coming in 3-1 ATS as a road favorite. So I'm kind of bucking the trend a little bit. The line hasn't really moved a ton. Maybe we'll see some movement here later this afternoon, but that's something I like there. And this is a little gift given back to the show a little bit here. I'll be giving out one of my premiums. This is in the 3-pack. So if you have this, you'll get this in that 3-pack. But we're looking at the St. Bonaventure Duquesne game here in this one. I think that one might be in the next slot, actually. So I'll save that for the next slot. Nothing that I love in this slot, to be honest with you. I just been very selective with my plays in college hoops. So I'll lean to Creighton plus 3.5 there. If I think of something else here, I'll come back around with it.
Fair enough. Javon, what you looking at, sir?
I'm looking at that Pittsburgh and UNC game. No Caleb Wilson. He's done for the foreseeable future with a broken hand. He's so much of their production on the court, that I want to fade them. Not saying that they're going to lose because Pittsburgh is a bad team, but at this number without their top dog, their phenom freshman, I'm going to take a shot with the Pittsburgh Panthers in this one, just on the strength of that. We're also going to look at Vermont in this one. Vermont, they're in 3rd place in the American East. Not the class of the American East anymore, but they are in contention. This is one of those games against a Bryant team who's having a down season, I might add, that they should just drill them. I expect this to be a 15 to 20 point smashing in this one. at home, against the lesser team, should be able to get the job done. And I'm, looking at this this Villanova and Creighton game, and I know that Creighton's been, having a tough time, especially lately, but if there's ever a time to rise to the occasion, it's against Villanova. In my opinion, I think Villanova's been doing a little bit too much winning. I don't think they're as good as what their record suggests. Creighton did beat them in the first matchup this season, so there's a revenge factor on the other side with Villanova. But nevertheless, I'm going to take the points in this spot.
I feel the same way about that, Jovan. The Villanova strength, over the last couple games, I just feel like it's a little bit overblown here. Laying 3.
Man, both of y'all are insane in the brain. I'm taking Villanova.
Don't do it.
You want another hat bet on that one, Jay?
You like Creighton too?
It's not my turn yet, but I tell you what, that is. I wish I would have had this. This is so easy.
I usually don't turn down hat bets, but I'm gonna turn this one down.
That's good.
What do I got to do to bring you back to the Blue Jays? Come on, let's get a sweep on the show.
I just had them. What was that? Thursday they lost to DePaul. Like it don't get no worse than that. It don't get no worse than that in my book. So I'm sorry, I can't. I'm done with this team. They were a dog to DePaul and lost. I can't. No, I'm cool. And then you got the Villanova revenge factor on top of that. Nova, man. Fuck Creighton. That's just how I'm feeling. I hear y'all on the DePaul isn't bad and all that. Creighton is, though. They are. I'm usually a Creighton guy. Y'all know me. I'm usually a Creighton guy. Not this year. I've been saying that a lot and still been getting on this team. And today will not be one of those days where I do it. Maybe they cash. I will not be on them. I'm not in love with Villanova today because, they did lose to Creighton already. But if I were playing this game, I would be on Nova. So we'll see what happens. That's really all for me in this slide. I ain't gonna talk our ear off on this one. I'll just move on. Brian, how you feeling?
That's good. You're not gonna talk my ear off. I gotta say, I wish I put my premium picks in, and then I noticed this game. They don't get much easier than this one. Creighton hasn't covered 9 straight games.
Trash.
Villanova, I think Villanova's soft. They're a 3-point shooting team. And if they're off from 3-Pointville, they're in trouble. I just think Creighton desperation at home, 10-3 straight up for Creighton. I think we'll see an upsurge from the Blue Jays here. I wish I'd have it as a premium pick, but I don't.
Fair enough, man. Y'all can continue to sign yourself up on them Jays.
I'm the Baylor Bears, they fuck me all the time too.
We'll talk about them Bears here in a minute. We'll talk about them Bears. Let's see. All right. Keep it rolling then. Next up we got where do we end off? We ended off with this game. So we start with Kentucky versus Florida. Another one of Brian's teams he loves. Florida land 13.5. Oregon land 6.5 on Penn State. Holy shit. Does that line tell you what you need to know? Maybe. UFC Upstate versus Longwood. Marquette versus Xavier. NJIT versus Maine, ULM versus Texas State, South Alabama, Arkansas State, Southern Utah, UT Arlington, Missouri State versus Delaware, Florida A&M, Jackson State, Georgia State, Old Dominion, Oklahoma, Boomer, Sooner versus Georgia. Go Dogs. Go Dogs. Oklahoma -1.5 now. Kansas State versus Houston. Houston land 22.5. Holy fuck. BYU, Colorado. Louisville, Baylor. Wyoming, Colorado State. Duquesne, St. Bon's. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Alabama State. Stanford, Wake Forest. Miami, NC State.
You going up till 4 o'clock?
Yeah, actually, I went into the 3. But we'll stop at 3:30. So 4:30. Lipscomb, Queens, Tarleton State, Abilene Christian is where we stop before we get to 4:30 Eastern. And then we'll do that last slide in 1. So here we go. I think it's probably the best slide of the day. It's a lot of good games in this slide, man. Ooh, shit. All right, we already went out, had our Valentine's breakfast. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm going to sit back. watch some college hoops live. No, I'm not going to the store. No, I'm not going outside. No, I gotta tune in to college hoops, man. Jovan, what you looking at?
Let's see. Looking at Florida in Kentucky. This line went up a couple points, since it's open. If it wasn't for that, I would have been all over UF, the Gators in this one. Now it's just a free pick because I'm not going to get the worst of the number in this one. But nevertheless, the only thing that the Gators have been doing since losing to Auburn is just, smacking teams up, especially in their last couple games. 20-point win here, 20-point win there. And, Kentucky, they've been playing, real well since, their stumble into the conference portion of the schedule. They've done real well, but I think this is a buzzsaw spot as far as I'm concerned. The Gators, they're for real. People thought that, with their stumbles in the non-conference portion of the schedule, that they were going to, fall by the wayside, but they've come storming back, and I expect for them to get a big win in Gainesville in this one. Let's look at some other. Look, don't be scared about that 22, 23 point spread. It's Houston all day. K-State's is one of those teams. Look, maybe years past you could back them in this spot, but they've been laying down against lesser teams. So I expect for them to do nothing but lay down against the top tier defense. So don't get scared about this one. This is going to be a 30-point smashing. Colorado State. I'll be on Colorado State. Revenge spot against Wyoming. Wyoming, got the win in Laramie earlier this season. Now it's time for Colorado State to get some get back at home. Let's see. I'm also on the Bonnies. No real commentary in that one. Just gonna give it out. And that'll be it.
Fair enough, man. From Jovan. All right. I'll talk about it. I don't have no money on it. I didn't bet it today, but I'll continue on the hate train. Fuck Florida. Kentucky.
How many times are they going to burn you?
I know. It's too many points, though. It's too many.
Nah. Kentucky's a blue blood school. Everybody. See, I got to wait till my turn. You're killing me today. I don't like anything you guys.
I know. But hey, it's one of them days, man. It's one of them days. Is Florida the better team? Yes. Is it a good spot for Kentucky? No. Should Florida win the game? Yeah, but I think it's too many. I want the points with Kentucky. That's all I'm saying. If I were to bet this game, if I were to tell you what I think happens in this game, Florida wins by 8. Florida win by 8. Kentucky, cash, 11.5. Now, fading Florida is not fun, like Brian said. Who did I have the other day? They beat on Georgia the other day. I did have Georgia as a premium last game. And every time Georgia would get right near that number, Florida would just extend it back out. Florida is one of the best teams in the country. I've been hating on them, I'll be 100% honest. I've been hating on them Gators. I'm going to hate on them again today. 8-point win. Let's go, Kentucky. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see. All right. There are a couple games I really do like here. Like, I'm going to take Penn State. Call me crazy. Oregon laying 6.5. No. Penn State might win this game. Penn State might win the game outright, bro. 6.5. I think this is too sharp. Like, I think trying to take Oregon today is too sharp. You too sharp, bro. They might win by 2. If they win at all.
They're catching some steam, too. That line moved in Oregon's direction a little bit there, so.
I think it's too sharp, bro. I like being sharp in certain moments, certain times, certain spots. Sometimes I like to fade the sharp chasers. And I think the sharp chasers today are steaming Oregon up. And I'm going to take the other side, take Penn State. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll pay to find out. That Georgia-Oklahoma game I've been going back and forth on. It's tough. I don't like fading Oklahoma at home, but I would probably do it today. I think Georgia is the better basketball team. I know they've lost 4 of their last 5, and they just got smoked at home by 20 against Florida. But Oklahoma is coming off the, upset win on the road at Vandy. So it's like, I'm just taking what I think is the better basketball team. On the road, taking Georgia, I'm asking for it, but I do think they're better than Oklahoma, and I want to sell here on Oklahoma coming off that win. So I would take Georgia. I agree with Javon. I would lay the 22 with Houston. Kansas State, I've been telling y'all a lot this season is not good. I like Baylor today, Brian. Can you believe that?
I like the other side.
Wow. What?
You're killing me today.
You're killing me today. I'm taking Baylor, man. Here's my thoughts on the Baylor game. Baylor plays on the tougher conference. Baylor's had the tougher schedule. Baylor's at home, and Louisville's road numbers scared the shit out of me. So
Baylor stinks. Even I gave up on Baylor.
They do stink. I agree with you, but I think they can do enough to keep this game competitive. Louisville, Pat Kelsey and them going to show me on the road. Like, they're just going to show me. If they go on the road and win this game by margin, I'll give them the credit, even though I don't think Baylor's that good. But they're going to show me they can win by multiple possessions on the road. So that's my thoughts saying in this slot. That BYU Colorado game is the only other one I was looking at, and I would probably lean Colorado. But looking at their road numbers, they're scary as well. So we'll see what happens. All right. Let's see. Let's hear what Brian got. So see what
All right. If there's one team that's given the Florida Gators problems over the years, it's been Kentucky. They've won 8 of 10. So I think Florida definitely up on this one. They can't take any chances. There's a lot of points, but I think Kentucky being one of those blue blood programs, getting 13.5 is very enticing to some bettors. I'll take the Gators. They've been doing nothing but – what I don't like about the Gators is they've been doing nothing but covering, which is usually a jump-off spot. But I'll take them. I like Oklahoma laying the points. They're a 12-12 team laying points against a 17-7 team. This is a big – Georgia just isn't that good. They're a cupcake 17-7. Oklahoma plays their best basketball at home. Not that that's great, 8-4 straight up, but I think they get the job done today. In Louisville, I just think they're way, way better than – I'm not a guy that just takes the way, way better team, but I think they could use a double-digit road win here at Baylor. Minus 6.5 doesn't scare me off. I've seen Louisville play. They're really damn good for the 24th team in the nation. I'll take the Cardinals.
Fair enough. All right. Matt, what you looking at?
All right. I think this is the slot that I was going to give out here. Freemium, this is included in my 3-pack for today. Javon, you hit the nail on the head. I'm dovetailing right into that. We're going to take the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. And we're going to lay – I got minus 2.5. I still like it, honestly, wherever it's at. I really don't care. Duquesne's enjoying a 3-game Suats straight up an ATS win streak in conference play against the Atlantic 10. Currently, they've ripped off covers and wins against Rhode Island, at George Mason, and hosting the George Washington Revolutionaries. Conversely, St. Bonaventure's has seen much better days at home in general. They've gone 1-4 straight up their last 5 home games in conference play. However, despite the strength of Duquesne's recent form and the horrific form of St. Bonaventure at home of late, they're installed here as a favorite, which, was kind of what put me onto this in the first place to check it out. So, you look a little bit further here. Duquesne and St. Bonnie's have both been off for about a week. I see Duquesne having a harder time to rally and sustain that 3-0 Suats streak when they actually lost to St. Bonaventure's about 2.5 weeks ago on their own home court. They've also gone a woeful 7-20 straight up their last 27 visits at St. Bonaventure, including more recently 2-15 straight up their last 17 visits. So I'm looking for St. Bonaventure. I think they clear a 6-point or more win here. So take the Bonnies there in that one. And another lean I'll look at here is we're going to take the Shaka Smarts. We'll take the Marquette +2 here. Line's moving around from +3.5 at open, I think, to +2. So there's a little bit of movement to their favor there. They're a respectable 8-6 ATS on the road against Xavier, including 6-5 ATS as a road underdog. Xavier did just face 2 behemoths of the Big East, including UConn and Papa Patino, but they've been abysmal as home favorites, going 2-7 ATS. So I'll back the Marquette +2 there in that one, and that's what I had dialed up for this slate.
Fair enough.
I can add another one to the time slot. I'll take the James Madison Dukes here, plus the 1.5 at home. 13-3 team against the 18-9. James Madison looking for revenge from loss a couple weeks ago. They haven't been covering lately. They missed the cover in 3 of 4. I like James Madison today at home.
I'm surprised you don't like Oregon.
Yeah, doesn't really entice. They're both shit. They're both crappy teams. It just doesn't. That's too many points. I don't mind laying points with a crappy team, but it just doesn't.
That's too many. Right? That's too many.
Like, that thing doesn't really jump off to me.
Yeah.
I like games that are around a -1, +1, and somewhere around a pick 'em. That's what I look for.
Fair. All right. Let's see. Nothing else for me here in this slot, so we'll go to the last one of the day, y'all. We'll just do them all in one. Oh, actually, I did miss one here. Plus money. I would. It's not a.
What game are you gonna pick that I'm gonna hate? What's going on here?
They hot as hell right now, and that's the thing. But I would take Miami money line. I would.
They just had that absolutely huge win.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. And NC State's coming off of getting beat on the road by Louisville. Like spot says NC State, but and the line says NC State, but Miami been playing with some swag, and I just can't fade them. I just think that's a good spot. Like, if there's one good plus money spot that I'm saying fuck the spot, fuck the situation, I like Miami in that one.
I think Santa Clara is the best dog, but that's the next time slot.
Yeah. So, just one more for me before we moved it on. But let's do it. Last slot of the day. We got Delaware State versus Norfolk State. We got Howard versus Maryland Eastern, Lamar versus A&M Corpus Christi, Chattanooga, Western Carolina, New Orleans, Houston Christian, Little Rock, Eastern Illinois. Got a good one here, Purdue, laying 1.5 on Iowa. We got, I still don't know how I feel about Purdue. I still hate them, but I still like them. I don't know. LMU versus Pepperdine, Mississippi Valley State getting 15.5 against Alabama A&M. Lopes laying 12.5 on San Jose State. Air Force getting 16.5 at Fresno. Toledo, Bowling Green. Central Michigan, Northern Illinois. Idaho, a.k.a. Idaho versus Idaho, a.k.a. Idaho State. Weber State versus Eastern Washington. Tennessee Tech. Y'all get the picture, man. Grambling, Texas Southern. That's a good one. For down here, at least. That'll HBCUs. Western Virginia versus UCF. Cornell. Didn't they just play last night? I guess a couple of these teams played yesterday because Brown played yesterday too. And Princeton. And
Ivy League Friday.
Yeah, the Ivy League, Ivy League does that Friday, Saturday.
Oh shit, just threw me off. So the Ivy League's back in action today. LSU, Tennessee, Texas Tech, Arizona. We got a good one. They disrespecting my Texas Tech boys, man. What kind of line is that, man? Yale versus Harvard, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State, Tulsa, Wichita State, Cal Poly, Santa Barbara, UConn, Georgetown. I probably could have split this in two, but oh well. Virginia, Ohio State, Memphis, Utah State, South Dakota State, Oral Roberts, Woo Pig Suey. The Calipari boys laying 8.5 on Auburn. Alabama.
I'm gonna have you read them all back to me once you get done too. I missed that.
Roll Tide roll. Laying 17.5 on South Carolina. I probably could have split this in two, but it's all good. Texas versus Missouri, Minnesota, Washington, Montana State versus Montana. It comes from the heart, Montana. What we say? You speak from the heart, Montana. Nevada versus San Diego State, Fullerton, UC Irvine, Gonzaga, Santa Clara, and last one of the night, man, St. Mary's versus Pacific to close it on out, man. Whew, shit, what a card to close out the card. How many? We've been on here 40 minutes already. We'll probably spend another 30 just on this last slide of the day. Let's do it. I'm up first, man. Where am I taking y'all? I will take y'all first to Mizzou. Mizzou laying 2.5, and I'm fading them. Hook them. I ain't been on my horns a lot this season. I'm on them today, though. Missouri's ass. I don't think they're that good. I think they're fraudulent. Solid team, but I think they've played the lightest schedule possible of anybody in the SEC, and I think it's going to start to bite them in the ass. Like, just looking at 4 of their last 5, I don't think Oklahoma's that good. I don't think Mississippi State's all that good. South Carolina's the worst team in the SEC. And then, they did beat A&M, but I just told you earlier, I think A&M's overrated. So I just think it's a good sell high point here on Missouri and taking the better team, in my opinion, which is Texas. So that's what I'm doing now, at least. South Carolina is that damn bad. If Alabama was to floor anybody, it would probably be today. I think they take South Carolina so far behind that woodshed. Should be a nice 20 point blowout. I would actually probably, this is going to sound crazy to y'all because I've been fading the fuck out of Auburn all season. And y'all know I love my Calipari boys. I think it's too many points, though. I wouldn't bet Auburn, but I didn't bet Arkansas. And I think me not betting Arkansas in this spot tells you a little something. Y'all know I love them Calipari boys, and I love fading Lil Pearl. But Auburn, what's the story with them? I just faded them at home. We had Vandy money line. Beautiful. Didn't even make sense. This one, I just think it's too many. I think if I had to call it, I'm gonna say Arkansas wins a tight one, 6-5 point win. If I had to call it, so that's kind of just my thoughts in that one. I would lean towards Mississippi State in the battle of the Mississippis. Ole Miss is the better team, but 4.5 rivalry game. I want the points. And crazy man play today. Texas Tech money line plus 400. I don't give a damn. Our Arizona is losing back to back. Call me crazy. I think Texas Tech goes in there, plays one of their best games of the season, and knocks them off. I don't love betting Texas Tech on the road a ton. I love betting Texas Tech at home. I just see this as a lot of people thinking this is an easy turnaround, get right spot for Arizona. They land double digits and they finna beat up on Texas Tech. No, it's not finna happen. I think it's gonna be a right down to the wire style game, and Texas Tech steals it. Give me the Red Raiders money line plus 400. I think is what I got earlier. So that's where I'm at. Brian, what about you, sir? How you feeling?
In this last slot, a freemium for everybody. I also had the Texas Longhorns plus the points at Missouri. Like you said, I think they played a weak schedule. I think Texas is coming on the right time. What I don't like about Texas is how many games they've been covering. Sometimes that scares me off, but I'm going to stick with them today and take Texas. The play I like the most in this time slot is probably Santa Clara plus the points at home. 22-0 at home this year. It's just, Santa Clara isn't on anybody's radar. People love to bet Gonzaga on short numbers, and they're not the best covered team in the world. I think we see a one-possession game. I'll take Santa Clara plus the points. And that's it.
All right. Matt, what you looking at? Oh, get him, Brian. Get him.
See, if he wasn't.
No.
Nice.
I almost got caught with my pants down there. I'm going to look at
Day, but
right. If any day, it's this one. But I'm looking at West Virginia here in this one against UCF. West Virginia, they've been okay overall. They've covered their last 2 as a road favorite against Pitt and TCU. And overall, they've been respectable, 15-4-1 ATS. And one of the other things I'm seeing here is a little bit of movement toward the shrinking the line for I'm sorry, they're actually a road underdog. I got the wrong stat pulled up here. But anyways, they've been respectable on the road. I like them here in this one. They just always have been a team that flies under the radar. And I like their recent form overall from a efficiency standpoint. So I'll take West Virginia there in that one. I also like Memphis plus the 13.5. Memphis has been a pretty crazy let's see here. Memphis has been an interesting team to follow this year, but I'm going to take them plus the 13.5 here. I generally don't like taking big double-digit favorites at home in college hoops. It's not something I enjoy doing, and I'm not going to enjoy doing that here in this one, as the line seems to be shrinking a little bit. Not crazy. Opened at minus 14.5 for Utah State. But yeah, I'm going to take Memphis there in that one. Other than that, I don't have a ton of action here in the late slot, most of it in the middle of the day. So I'll pass it off there. I'll come back to this Nevada-San Diego State game here in a second. I was pulling one more thing up for that.
Devon, what you looking at?
Looking at a few games in this time slot. UT Rio Grande Valley. I'm on them in this one. Both of these teams are running hot. Stephen F. Austin, the class of the Southland, as far as I'm concerned, 10-game winning streak. You know, their last loss wasn't against Rio Grande, but they did lose to them, I believe, earlier this season. No, actually, they won by 13. But nevertheless, you know, their last loss came in December. I think it's high time for them to, catch an L against UT Rio Grande Valley. The fact of the matter is, they've been blowing teams out left and right, and while in some circumstances I might want to jump off of that, because that can't last forever. I think in this spot with them being at home, I think they get the job done and keep it rolling. So I'll be back in the Vaqueros in this one. I will also be on UCF. They've taken a couple losses, both on the road. They're back home. That's where they put in work. And, with the Mountaineers, sometimes they have a hard time in scoring, and they're gonna need to score against the Knights. So if they can't score, if they can't keep pace, it might be a bludgeoning in this one. So I'll be on UCF in this one. I'll also be on the Tennessee Volunteers first half. LSU, they're not a good team as far as I'm concerned. Tennessee should get the job done full game, but this is a big spread. So I think that one of the things that Tennessee has done year in and year out against lesser teams, they jump all over them. Less this year than in years past, but nevertheless, I will be on them first half to get the job done and win and have a halftime lead by margin. I'm also on Western Kentucky in the 100 Miles of Hate game against Middle Tennessee. I'm looking for a clean sweep in this one. WKU got the job done in the first game in this matchup, but with Middle Tennessee coming off a win, snapping their 5-game losing streak, I think they get back to the business of losing in this one. So I will be laying the points with them.
All right. We'll do the if there's anything you missed part now. Let's see. Let me do a final scroll. So much shit going on today. Easily can be missed.
These huge slates are sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but these huge slates, man, they take a lot of work up to find those spots for sure.
Yeah. I'm just gonna rattle off a couple. Lean on Ohio State. Lean Tennessee. Lean Fresno State Air Force is god awful. I want to take Purdue, but I can't do it. I can't. I want to, but I can't. I probably should. They cashed for me last time. But I think I'm gonna stay off. I think that's it for me though. Brian, anything you might have missed today?
If I was going to add one more, it'd be a lean to Hofstra plus the points against UNC Wilmington. The only thing I don't like about Hofstra, they're on a little bit of cover streak, but I like them getting points here on the road.
Matt, anything for you, sir?
Yeah, I'll double back to that Nevada-San Diego State game. So I do like Nevada plus 8.5 in that one. San Diego State, good team overall. I like Nevada's recent form as well. And just getting that bundle of points, it's something that I'm looking at here. I might fire it off personally here once I do a little bit more digging. But straight up at versus San Diego State, they're not great. They're 5-24 straight up, but they're 15-14 ATS. So while they've been getting blown out in their recent matchups through the years, they're holding water, at least from a cover perspective. San Diego State, they're 0-12. Nevada's been 0-12 straight up visiting San Diego State, but again, 6-6 as a road underdog. So they've just been getting decent pricing from a point spread perspective, and they missed their last two covers as a road underdog against San Diego State. So I look to back them here in this one, in the late slate there.
All right. Javon, anything you might have missed today in college hoops?
I'm just gonna give out Texas. It is real simple to me. Look at these two teams' records. The Longhorns are 15-9, and Missouri is 17-7. I just can't see Texas losing and catching the 10th loss against this Tigers team. It's really that simple. I think Mizzou is paper Tigers. Really. With that being said, I know that they're on a 3-game winning streak. That all that's well and good. They got the win last game against Texas A&M, but Texas A&M, they're on the downswing. But with Texas, I don't know. I look at them as a better team, and they've had some decent wins on the road. So with that being said, that gets me over the edge with the Longhorns in this spot. I will back them.
All right.
Also going to add real quick for that Nevada spot. I just missed this. They're also 5-1 ATS as a road underdog this season, and they're 8-3 ATS against the Mountain West. So definitely favorable spot for Nevada there in that one.
All right, man. That's it. That's all. We did it. Thought we dissect this college hoops card down pretty much as well as we could. Let you guys know our thoughts, opinions, and gave out a ton of free plays and stuff that we like. The thing is, the plays that we love, the plays that we personally got the most money on, you can scoop them up, man. They're over at PickDawgz Premium. Brian he's been one of the hottest men on the planet over the last 12 months. Brian, what you got going on today over at PickDawgz Premium?
Well, cashed another titanium yesterday, 95-56, 63% winners, last 151 on the titanium. You get my best bet over at PickDawgz.com for $30, or get it as part of my private players 3-pack. That's my 3 best bets in college basketball today for $50. PickDawgz.com. Team me up with any one of these guys, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, whatever you want to do, capper special, and win long term for less.
There you go. Hop on with Brian B over at PickDawgz Premium. Matt, it's your first one, man. Our newest handicapper. You've been having a solid start since you've been here. What you got going on today over at PickDawgz Premium?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack up today. I've got my best bet on the college hoops slate. Overall, been seeing the board pretty well, just joining on, so that's kind of nice. But I try not to get too into that stuff into my own head with, your recent success. But I'm enjoying the 13-6 run right now. Just keeping it going, staying in that pocket. But overall, we're looking to go 4-1 on this next play here. We're 3-1 ATS on the best bet. And you can take a look. I do a lot of high volume in the NBA. I do a lot of high volume in the MLB. So once those come back around, we got MLB right around the corner here. We got the little break for the All-Star break for the NBA. That's where I really do a lot more volume in college hoops, hockey, in a few of the other sports. I do manicure my spots a little bit more precisely. So I don't fire off quite as much in volume, but I still most definitely love the plays that I like today here in college hoops. So hop on with me and we'll continue the cash, jump on board with these guys, pair us up, do 2-for-1, 3-for-1. It's Valentine's Day, so you know what that means. No, I'm just kidding.
Fair enough, man. Hop on, Matt. Welcome to the team. I thought it was a good first show for the kid, man. Show my man some love. I think he has I think his first individual show is getting ready to drop in a little while as well. So go check.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that. We'll have that up, I think, tomorrow. So all goes as planned.
There you go. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. Jovan, what you got going on today over at PickDawgz Premium?
Well, it's a Saturday, so you're gonna catch a lot of volume for me. 20 plays, in fact. Starting off with a 5-pack for the 12 o'clock to 1:30 time slot. Then we'll get to the 2 o'clock to 3:30 time slot, and that's another 5-pack. Then from 4 o'clock to 5:30, another 5-pack, and then to round out the rest of the night, another 5-pack. So 4 5-packs in all, 20 plays. Jump on something long term, and I will have a couple of standalone packages, some one-offs. My big game hunter play will be up on the board, and a couple other single plays. So yeah, check that out. Jump on board.
Hop on with Jovan, man. Saturday, y'all know he going big in college hoops. I believe he smashed them last week in college hoops. So looking to get him again. All right, for me today, man. As of right now, it's looking like I'm just gonna have one play. I'm just gonna have one play, and this is my college hoops game of the year. This is the most money I've ever put on a college basketball game. So, that's what I got going on today. If you want to ride it with me, you can. Link in the description below. I don't like bigging up plays and things like that, but this one was one I had to. I had to be there. I had to attack it heavily, and that's where my focus is today. So if you want to ride my college hoops game of the year, you can. Super light for me today, and then the rest of the week might be pretty light till Thursday till we get the NBA back. So just kind of a little refresh week for me as we get ready to attack the second half of the season in NBA. But I dropped a pop-up pod earlier today discussing 4 games from college hoops. I probably would have – those 4 would have been my premiums. So you can go check those out if I were to add anything else. I'm going to try to do pop-up pod from baseball coming up as well, and then jam session will be back on Thursday. So be on the lookout for that, everybody. Money-making Saturday. It's parlay time, man. Parlay. Brian B, what you parlaying up today, sir?
I'm going to go Creighton Blue Jays, Texas Longhorns plus the points, and Santa Clara Broncos plus the points. So 3 dogs.
There you go. Dogs barking for Brian today. Matt, what you looking at?
I'm going to go with Nevada plus the 8.5 there. We'll take that with the Shaka Smarts. And we'll birdcage it. However you do that. I need a tutorial from Rod. We're gonna birdcage that with Clemson plus the 13.
There you go. From Matt, his first one on the show. Javon, what you doing?
I got 3-2 teams on deck. St. Bonaventure match it up with Colorado State. UCF match it up with Western Kentucky. And Texas, the Longhorns, matched it up with UT Rio Grande Valley. The Vaqueros.
There you go from Jovan. I'm gonna give y'all a 4-teamer. I'm gonna go Oklahoma State plus the 1.5. I'm gonna go Hook 'em Horns, Texas money line. I think we beat Missouri. I'm gonna go Vandy against Texas A&M. If y'all don't believe in them, I will. And last but not least, I would go Miami. You can go plus the points if you're scared, but I actually think they win that game, bro. I do think Miami.
I like that one a lot. I do like that one.
So
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
do you, baby? Do you? That's it, man. I ain't got nothing else for y'all. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out everybody individual content. Jovan does the extendo clip. Brian does Take It to the Bank. Matt will be doing the master class. And, of course, I got the pop-up pod. I got the jam session. I host this show more often than not throughout the week. So plenty of content from all of us. That's it for me, man. Money making Saturday. Happy Valentine's to all the gals out there. Happy Valentine's to all the fellas out there as well. Brian, anything else for you?
Screw Valentine's Day. But chomp. Need a chomp today.
Let's go Wildcats. Let's do it. Matt, any final words for you, sir?
No, just happy to be here. Thanks, guys, for having me on the show this morning. Super fun. Happy to be here and looking to just keep it rolling. You guys are killing it as well. So let's do it together.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Jovan, anything else for you?
Yeah, there's money to be made on this Saturday. You know, a lot of key spots that I think is going to cash. So let's get it.
Let's do it. What tomorrow card look like? I ain't even looked at it. Is it a decent college hoops card tomorrow?
I didn't look at it. I'm sure there's some Big Ten games.
It's okay. It's not today, but it's okay. So be here to break that down tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Y'all play anything in the All-Star shit tonight? Only thing I'm playing is Damian Lillard to win the 3-point contest.
So they have a real game coming up tomorrow in the All-Star game?
It's tonight.
Nope.
Oh, it's tonight. What happened in the old days when it was East versus West and you'd see Magic Johnson out there shooting three-pointer and Michael Jordan? It's just the All-Star game's not the same. I miss the old days when it was East and West.
Hold on, the All-Star game's tonight?
Yeah, I think it's tonight.
Shoot.
That's terrible.
So no dunk contest, no 3-point contest. I mean, nothing.
Or is it? That's tonight, and then the game's tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn, it's that bad that they put on a Saturday night? I mean, look, I haven't watched the All-Star game in a while, so
I was wrong. My bad.
it's just not appealing from a competitive standpoint. So,
Well, we were younger though. Me and Jovan were younger around you guys' age. The All-Star game used to mean something. Those guys would be out there.
I got a feeling it's not going to be the layup line that it's been. I don't know.
I don't think it is either.
no.
I feel like it's going to be a little bit better.
Here's the thing. Not to say that it was ever any top-notch defense, but at least they acted like they cared out there. All up until basically Kobe left the league, and then
It's hard for me to understand who's on what team. I just like it simple. East versus West.
So they doing a weird format this year. So like they got 4 teams this year, basically. And so like they got like a G League team.
Shaking his head, like, what
they got like a G League team, and then they got something like they got like the Rising All-Stars. So hopefully like the Rising All-Star, the thought is that they push like those teams to play hard to make the championship game. We'll see. I don't know.
They used to have an old timers game. They got that anymore?
So
No old timers game. All right.
Only thing I got bet is Damian Lillard to win the 3-point contest. That's
they
it.
actually let him do anything since he was injured for all that time.
Yeah, they let him in the 3-point contest. He's still not cleared to play, come back and play, but he's cleared.
That's pretty wild.
Cleared him to shoot in the 3-point contest. He gonna win it. Give me that.
Who else is in the 3-point contest?
Con Canoople. My rook. Shout out my rook. If I weren't betting Dame, I would have bet Con. I think Con got the highest odds though, or the lowest odds. Like he's the favorite. Let me see.
Conclave.
3-point contest. I was looking at it earlier, or a couple days ago. It is Jamal Murray, Damian Lillard, Con Canoopel, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, Devin Booker, Norman Powell, and Bobby Portis. It's actually all right. Like,
I was
that is a
gonna say
good
that-
mix, actually.
That's another
I like
problem I
that.
have is they don't have the best players compete in these contests. I guess 3-point's a little bit different. But back in the day, the dunk contest, you'd see Michael Jordan in the dunk contest. They should have the best guys out there dunking. I don't know. The NBA drives me crazy.
so I would be on Dame. That's where I would be. And then maybe Con. But just for fun. That's the only one I like. Like, that's the only event I still care about. It's 3-point contest. So, we'll see. That's all I got for y'all, man. Anything else from any of y'all before we get out of here?
Sweep the
Nope,
board.
I think all that's been said, that needs to be said has been said. It's time to get these bets in if you haven't already.
See y'all tomorrow then. Appreciate y'all. We out of here. Make it a winning day.